speaking of the media, I mean, here we go. Here's a whole other story to talk about.
Here's a magical Podception segue. They're the news.
Mm-hmm.
They're public interest. They're, all those different things. 2020, Dateline, nightly news, plus the local and the evening. I think the phrase manufacturing consent is one from Walter Lippmann's book, Public Opinion, but he calls the people the bewildered herd.
Ouch.
That's what those guys think of us.
Yeah.
Well, in a sense, yes, because when you look at the media and how they can use things like how we were talking about security and all that stuff, it's as soon as they get an inkling of a story, they'll pull up everything they can find on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which means they will try to access every little thing that
to make the best story.
Yeah.
And
they'll paint it however they want to get ratings.
And what makes the best story?
Right.
Usually the negative things.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Usually.
Bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. Never heard that.
That's what they say. That's like an old one, kind of.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm old
Yeah.
enough to have heard that. Yeah, man, sorry.
No. Thank you for imparting your wisdom, sir.
No, man. Ain't no wisdom.
But, yeah. Yeah, they paint it however they want, and, usually the negative is what comes through, and it's just...
And
the crazy thing is, probably half the population will just believe it without questioning
yeah,
it.
it's like with Fox News.
Right.
They'll just say something that has no fact base at all, and they'll give you this information and be like, "This is the truth."
Yeah, that's the worst channel in the world.
Yeah,
and
it
usually it gets repeated,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where the stuff gets really effective. Is the more we hear stuff,
The more people think it's fact without actually being a fact.
yeah, it's like,
And that's why it's I only watch news stuff like Jon Stewart on The Daily Show and Real Time with Bill Maher, because I how they call out bullshit.
it's which is funny. It's more satirical,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then that's it's sad.
Why don't they still get the information across?
Right. It's like they use the subtext to kind of call BS.
Mm-hmm.
With media, there's also the whole social aspect of it too, because it all depends on which social aspect they're trying to portray. Because you got MSNBC trying to portray a totally different audience, CNN trying to portray a totally different audience, and Fox obviously a totally different audience. And then even local news, they try their best to be biased, but they are
Unbiased?
unbiased. Yeah, unbiased. But yeah, they try their best to be unbiased, but yet they're still kind of managed a little bit by what stories they're allowed to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then they have to try and tone it in a way that doesn't put too much bad light on people, because especially if you're a smaller town or something, or a smaller city like Green Bay or something,
Right.
you don't want to step on the wrong feet and then ruin possible stories down the line.
Right. If it's an actual local story,
Mm-hmm.
what's interesting, and manufacturing consent gets into this, because Chomsky, there's a group of guys that he communicates with that grab things right off the AP wire, Associated Press, AP.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so apparently you can see, it'll come in over the wire, New York Times, tomorrow's headline.
Mm-hmm.
Or so a day before, and then all these smaller, who now don't have money to actually have reporters, they just grab that. And so you've got a pretty small amount of people deciding what the news is. And it's just you put it out there and then everyone grabs it. Guess what? That's the news, dude. That's nuts.
What's even sadder is a lot of the news sites on the internet used to be a lot more reliable for finding out information, but now they've started doing that.
Oh. They just grab.
Yeah, especially movie sites used to be very good at fact checking things, and now every movie site will just grab the first headline they see and run with it without checking anything.
Wow.
So you can go to 6 different movie sites, even if it was a reputable one, and they might be reporting something that's absolutely not even real.
And that's kind of the general population.
Yeah.
When people Google stuff, first result.
Yeah, so
that's
they
what
do
I'm going to believe.
Yeah, they've been starting to do
farther?
that now. So now it doesn't even pay to read some of the news sites because they're just doing that.
Yeah. Which used to be my way of getting news.
Yeah.
Is searching, for it on the internet or whatever, because then at least it's articles, and I don't have someone trying to tell me to believe it this way and toss it out and have to sit there and listen to a bunch of people yell at each other and argue.
What do you think about this though too? Because this is interesting. I think early America, and maybe it might still happen around the world in some places, there would be specific journals that were leftist or right, but it was they weren't trying to hide it. They were literally something of the left or something of the right, so you knew you're getting this perspective. And at first it's like, oh, I don't know, but at least it's like honest.
Yeah, rather.
Well, okay, guys. I mean, not a bad start.
What is Podception?
Wait, what? Podception?
That's a great name.
Podception?
Dude, that's
our name.
Why couldn't we
got
think
that.
of that? I'm the special guest today. This is the last of your 30-second, what's it called? What's the segment?
You like to call it the 30-second whiz bang.
It's according to the podcast that I listen to occasionally, it's the triple banger lightning round.
Oh,
bam!
That's such an exciting name.
According to these guys, the 30-second something.
30-second random topic.
Random topic.
And boy, is it random.
And today's topic is?
I don't know.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Executive order.
So I think being kind and generous and being good being good hosts, we're gonna let the special guest go first.
Okay.
And
Okay, 30
What do I
seconds
have
on
to
the clock.
do? What are the rules?
There are no rules. You say whatever comes into your mind when it's your turn.
Yeah, just
so
name-
we'll start. Brandon, come this way.
Just name something about shoes.
Okay.
Ready? And we're off.
Lord boards.
That was an awesome start.
Etnies.
I really like them because they're comfortable.
Etnies?
Yes.
Or shoes.
Is that a brand?
Etnies, yeah, it's a brand.
Oh.
More of a skate shoe.
They keep your feet supposedly warm.
Right. My turn?
That's
Yeah,
it,
your
sorry.
turn.
Wellies. Wellies.
Are these brands?
That's a type of like a knee-high rubber boot.
Oh,
that,
okay,
kind of
okay.
trendy nowadays. A lot
Okay.
of soccer moms are wearing them.
Okay.
That was
Oh, that's it! I know
was it.
That 30
That's
seconds.
Oh,
That
man.
30 seconds
It's
flies
kinda
right
weak.
by.
Sometimes that's what happens. That's what happens.
We hardly scratched the surface.
I know.
And shoes are so
Shoes,
exciting.
man.
We're all wearing them. We could have gone so many
Some people
places.
collect them.
They go way back to the dawn of humankind, I think.
That's probably true.
People have needed things on their feet.
Indeed, they
Yes,
have.
protection, warmth, all kinds of things.
Run away from predators.
Chase prey.
Yeah. Play
Yeah.
basketball.
Basketball with some rocks.
And one
stuff.
time
Yeah.
you see they apparently wore Nikes.
What?
Say what?
Well, this just got extended way past 30 seconds. I think
Yeah, I
that
guess-
is. Go ahead.
I guess we took an extension.
Yeah, we did. That's okay. Special guest, special
Special
exception.
guest, special
thanks,
rules.
guys.
That's how it works.
That's awesome. Man.
I think
yeah.
that is going to put a wrap on season 1 of Podception. Thank you so much for joining us for this great adventure that we've been on.
Podception. I feel like I had a dream about that once.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's so weird.
It's really
Maybe you did.
so
Dreams. We did that for one of our shows.
So meta.
Did you have a dream about any episodes?
Meta.
Or was it just a general?
Like, who are you? Where am I?
See you in season 2!